and gentlemen, just like to introduce to you Roy Akin and Andy Watson. You notice I'm having to look down because these are new chaps that have just joined Birmingham City Football Club, and of course our manager, which I'm thrilled, thrilled to be unveiling an exciting new manager at Birmingham City Football Club. Thank you very much.
Alex, can you tell us about the timeline that's gone on over the past few days and your decision to leave Scotland and join Birmingham City?
Yes, the Scotland campaign was over, and I really thought long and hard about staying on, and I knew of some interest in the Premiership, and I don't think I had my desire to get back to day-to-day football. I really enjoyed my time in the Scotland job. It was a good period for me, which wasn't day-to-day, of course, but allowed me to rekindle the appetite for the club scene again. And I've come to a club in the great traditions of football with a fervent and fantastic fan base. So I look forward to the challenge.
What assurances have you been given now? Because obviously it's a precarious period at the moment with possibly a takeover, possibly not. What sort of contract have you been given and assurances?
Well, I think these things are private. It's not something I would like to discuss publicly, but I'm satisfied in the talks that we had that we can go forward.
Looking forward to the Premiership?
Very much so. I've always harboured a desire to come to the Premiership, and I'd love to be managing the Premiership for a considerable time.
Do you know if you've got any money to spend? Obviously, Mr. Gold just sat there. You tapped him up and asked him what you've got.
Well, I know the parameters, and I'm comfortable with that.
David, I can ask you, tell us what the situation is, because obviously with Steve Bruce, there seems to be a difficulty in giving him a contract, in guaranteeing a contract that was given 2 years. How come you couldn't guarantee him his contract, but yet another man has come in and you can guarantee him a contract?
Well, it's bizarre. I've got to say that it's bizarre in the sense that the takeover board wouldn't allow you to enhance a contract, an existing contract. However, it's quite in order in the event that that contract ends, that it is in the power of the board to offer a brand new contract to a brand new person. So it is a bit unusual and surprised us. That's why it was important that we got legal clearance that we could do that.
Can you tell us in terms of the contract, is it 1 year, 2 years, 3 years?
No, it's a 3.5-year contract.
And will this takeover, do you think, will it happen the 20th of December?
Well, I started off believing that the contract, that the takeover bid was 90% assured. And a couple of weeks ago I reduced that down to 75%. I now believe it's below 50%, but only time will tell. And what it really says is that the board must actually take charge of the football club fully, that we must act as if this takeover doesn't happen, and that's why we brought in Alex and a new manager, and we're looking forward to the future. We're not really, we're assuming now and working on the basis that the deal will not go ahead. If it does, that's another story, but at the moment we're working on the basis that there is no deal and that we're running Birmingham City Football Club in the best interest of the club itself.
Obviously the fans will be pleased they've got a new manager and they're here for 3.5 years. What about the board? What's going to happen with David Sullivan yourself? Will you buy out David Sullivan then and continue yourself, or what will you do?
I knew that would come from you. I knew you would be the one to put the most difficult question. No, we're working together. David and myself have worked together for 30 years. We've been at the football club for nearly 15 years, and that's what we'll continue until things unfold, so that we can see where we're going in the future.
Are you looking forward to the derbies and renewing our rivalries with Martin O'Neill?
Well, I don't want to single out the derbies. I'm looking forward to working in the Premiership against some fantastic names, and that's what football's all about. But of course, it's these things happen in football that I'm now facing Martin across the city as I did in Glasgow.
And of course, I believe you knew Eric Black particularly well. What's he told you about the squad? What do you anticipate you can get out of this squad?
Well, I haven't had much dialogue with Eric. Obviously, I wish him the very best in his new job, because I'm very close to Eric, and we are going to assess the squad over the next couple of days. We'll have a look at them as quickly as we can for the visit to Spurs on Sunday.
Good enough, you think, to stay in the Premier League?
Yes, I believe so. We're still young. It's your job to get the best out of every player. That's what a management team does, and I'm sure that we can get the best out of them. And we'll also look at where we can make some introductions come the January window.
Do you have a message to the people of Scotland and as to why you resigned there?
Well, it was the lure of the Premiership, and the desire to get back to day-to-day football. I loved my time at Scotland. The SFA were fantastic to me. The fans showed their appreciation after the game against Italy in the final game. The thing I would say is that it's football. When a manager does well, then it can be attractive to other clubs or maybe other national teams. And I will add that there's many good young Scots coaches in Scotland just now, and indeed in other countries, who can certainly take Scotland forward. We've left a lot of good players there, inherited a good squad from Walter Smith. We added a few ourselves, and the national team it can definitely go forward, and they look a very healthy bunch indeed.